What's up, everybody? Duane here, live from Fattey Beer Company in Lancaster. We're hearing some night moves in the background. I mean, you can kind of vaguely hear it. We got me and the fucking legend, Connor Hurley, live for the first time together in like a year. He's here home from Cali. We're parked right next to the 26 Shirts tent. If you want to come say hi. The vibes here are immaculate. People are starting to file in for this watch party that we've been advertising to you guys now for like what seems to be 2 months. It's definitely starting to file in quite a bit here. So if you plan on coming, get here soon to make sure you get yourself a solid spot. The screen is up. The street is blocked off. And again, the vibes are immaculate. Hurls, this is your first time at this location, correct?
Yeah, first time at this location. I think the first time in Lancaster in at least 15 years. I would be remiss to say that this is actually two goalies with Mike, literally for the first time.
Yes, it is. It is two goalies on Mike for the very first time.
So everybody make a mental note of that and mark it down as a historical moment in this podcast. If you don't have a place to watch the game tonight, or you're in the area and you're thinking about watching somewhere, it is a beautiful night in Western New York. It is 75 degrees, sunny. There's at least already 200 people here. And the videos when the Sabres inevitably score tonight from this area are going to be unbelievable. Channel 4 is here. I'm sure there's going to be other outlets that come by because this is one of the coolest watch parties I've seen.
We have a Turd Burger Christian Ehrhoff jersey in front of us, a Matt Molson jersey in front of us, a Bogosian jersey in front of us. This is insanity. I've already seen a Gary Galley and Alexei Zhitnik jersey too. We actually have two Christian Ehrhoff jerseys in the house tonight, which is incredible. Hurls, let's just get right into it. Sabres Bruins Game 3 live at TD Garden in just under an hour. Not the performance you wanted from the Sabres in Game 2, especially with how things went. All that momentum. You have Josh Allen banging the drum. I mean, you were there. What was it like pregame and heading into that when Josh banged the drum and just right at face-off, just the energy?
It was the loudest building I've ever heard in my life. It was honestly insane how loud it was, especially with Josh banging the drum. Sunday was one of the best sporting events I've ever been to. You could probably say the same, yeah. Especially in the third period. And the energy leading into the game, pregame, right before the game started, was really, really good. And I think that they did everything right, at least in terms of game presentation. But the team didn't have it on Tuesday. And I think we can all look at that and agree that it wasn't their best night. But that's the beauty of a 7-game series, is that you don't need to win every game. It's not do or die until you lose 3 games. And I think tonight is a really, really important game for this team. They were road warriors all season long, especially Alex Lyon, who's going to be in that tonight, which I think is a controversial decision for some. But if you followed this team all year long, you know that the goalie rotation is what has worked best for them. So I think it's a good move to go back to the guy who's a veteran, who has playoff experience, to steady the ship a little bit. Jeremy Swayman's not going to be easy. He's not going to be easy to beat. But having Alex Lyon back there and all of his experience, all of his intelligence, all his knowledge, I think will be good for the team tonight.
100%, man. And listen, I've seen some of the narrative on Twitter today about them going to Lyon like it's a panic move. Again, if you've paid attention to this team at all this season, this is the furthest thing from a panic move, because up until 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was probably your starting goalie in Game 1. He maybe had one game where you questioned his performance, because I don't think the last game he started where, he got beat for 3 in the first period. I think absolutely nobody blames Alex Lyon for that, because he got left out to dry. It was the same day they clinched a playoff spot for the first time in nearly 15 years. So you look at his numbers, man, he's been solid for them all year. Even when this team was horrible in the beginning of the season, Alex Lyon was the one bright spot, and I genuinely think he's going to bring, like you said, that calm stability to the net and allow them to hopefully get back to the game that's been, helping them succeed all season. Starting from your blue line, starting to rush with guys like Dahlin and Owen Power, and which we haven't seen for these first 2 games. We kind of bought into the Bruins style of play, and probably a little bit too much because you're trying to prove something.
I think there are a lot of factors that are going to go in tonight. One of the main ones is the power play. 0 for 32 is not good. And I think 0 for 36 is the record. So hopefully they don't achieve that tonight. I think they're switching a few things up. I think that Alex Tuck is probably going to go to the first unit now that Josh Norris isn't playing tonight, which is a big loss. But Noah Ostlund is back tonight. I think that the forward lines will be a little bit more cohesive. They'll have a little less pressure than they did the first two games. I think they did feel the weight of that event in those two events at KeyBank Center on Sunday and Tuesday. I think we can all agree that the 14-year playoff drought does add an added pressure, and the sheer excitement level of the crowd, me myself that was in the arena on both Sunday and Tuesday night, was actually figuratively through the roof. It was unbelievable. So to get these guys on the road, to get to a place that hopefully they're not necessarily more comfortable, but they can just focus on the hockey rather than the extracurriculars, I think is going to be good for this team. But mainly and exclusively, aside from the goaltending, the power play is absolutely important tonight.
Yeah, you have to try and break this cold streak. I believe it's been since April Fool's Day that this team has scored a power play goal.
It was March. I thought it was March.
Was it March?
I could be wrong.
I might be wrong. I think somebody said April Fool's Day. I don't know.
Someone said since March.
Okay. I mean, either or, that's still not good. It's really bad. That's going to be crucial, obviously, continuing. I know they struggle even a little bit on the PK, but that's something that's been kind of their bread and butter all season. Obviously, missing Josh Norris on the power play could potentially hurt them tonight. They have Tyson Kozak in the lineup. Is Ostlund in?
I think he is.
Ostlund is in. So hopefully that helps, especially with the depth. Benson moves back up to the first line. Hopefully we see Tuck, like you said, on that first unit. But they have to try something different and get things going here, because that is also going to be a loud building tonight. You know, Boston is not an easy fan base to play in front of. They can get loud as well. So for me, getting that first goal is pretty crucial. And not waiting till the third period to score a goal is even more so crucial. That can't happen again.
Yeah. I mean, this team all season long has been really, really good at starting out fast. I think they had this crazy record, maybe 25-4-3, something along those lines, when they scored first this season. And I think it is a huge factor in getting to the game that they want to play. They want to play fast. They want to play open. And when they've been trying to play from behind these two games, I think they've been a little bit too tight. Game one was a lot better than game two. They had the puck most of game one. They created the majority of the scoring chances, and Jeremy Swayman was just unbelievably good, at least until the final 8 minutes. So I think playing a little bit more loose from the beginning, hopefully scoring that first goal, hopefully getting some momentum early on, will be crucial in terms of this game getting off to a better start than last game. But I think that's really important. They got to come out really strong. They got to come out firing. They got to hit some people in the first 5 minutes and eventually get to the net and try to take his eyes away. Because like any good goalie, if Jeremy Swayman sees the puck, more often than not, he's going to save it.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. We're muted. Sorry.
So, short story. After Samuelson scored on Sunday night, I fell over into the row in front of me. And in the process, I was wearing a fanny pack, and I think my wallet fell out. And when my wallet fell out, didn't realize it, went to Ballyhoo after the game to celebrate, realized my wallet was gone. Had a friend who worked for the team who went to my seat and found my wallet for me, brought it to the security base. So I go the next day on Monday, and I'm at the security base, grab my wallet, and I'm walking out, and I turn around and I like do a double take because somebody walked out right behind me. And for a second, I was just like, there's no way that's actually Rasmus Dahlin. And then my freakish Sabres brain, of course, realizes that it is. And I was like, should I let him be? Should I let him be? And I was like, this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity. I was like, hey, Ras, can we grab a picture? He was super cool about it, brought me over, introduced myself, took a picture. And then afterwards, we talked briefly about how unbelievable the crowd was and how appreciative the team was of the support that the fans are giving them. He was the nicest guy in the world. And yeah, a serendipitous moment to say the least.
Usually you got to hang out like where they park and hopefully they roll down their window to say
Completely
hi.
by chance. Completely by
That's
chance.
a pretty cool experience. Growing up, I had a lot of cool experience like that. When my dad was like a club level season ticket holder, got to meet Hashik a number of times. Like I worked some of the guys that are the throwback jerseys that I'm seeing in the crowd right now. I got to meet those guys, the Michael Groschiks, the Brian Holzingers, the Jason Dawes, the Hashiks, the Rays. I had similar experiences like that growing up as a kid. But yeah, I agree with everything you said earlier about how you have to establish your speed. And I think the one thing that's going to be very important in them getting a win tonight is finding a way to control the neutral zone, because they were getting jammed up a lot in game 2. The clutching and grabbing and was insane. And I think they do it. And I really think it's true. They're not afraid of our power plays. They're not afraid to take a penalty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy advantage. And it's the reason that they've been bullying the Sabres all series long. They know that they can be physical and take a penalty, and they're not worried about the Sabres scoring. They need to change that quickly tonight. Somebody just said, our best players need to be our best players, just like Tage was in game 1. Dahlin's got to show up tonight. He's got to be one of the best players on the ice. And I believe he will be, because I do believe that he's a top 3 defenseman in the league. And while these first 2 games may not have been his best, I know that his level can get to a place that no other player on this team can get to. And that includes Tage Thompson. So I expect him to bounce back tonight. I expect Alex Tuch to have a really good game. He's played well in Boston before. He scored big goals in that arena. I think he's going to do really well. I think Oslin checking back in is going to be massive for this team. I really do. I expect a good performance tonight. I think they know they weren't at their best on Tuesday in front of the home crowd, and they proved people wrong all year. This was a 4-month-long stretch where they didn't lose many games in regulation. That was the 10th game they lost in regulation in 4 months. This team has proven for a long time that they're a good hockey team, and I think they're going to prove it again tonight.
Can't agree with you more, Hurls. Just don't buy into that BS physicality. How Marco Sturm, he didn't goad us in game 1, but we kind of got goaded into it game 2. Just play your game. You win on speed, and you win on starting that rush with your top 4 defensemen. And that's the way you're going to win tonight. And I couldn't agree with the chat. I couldn't agree with you more. Dahlin needs to show up tonight. Like, that is imperative. He needs to be that Norris candidate defenseman that we've seen for the majority of the season. And he needs to prove tonight why he is that level of a defenseman. No doubt about it.
And he did it all season long. So I expect him to have a good game. I expect Samuelson to have a good game. I think Power and Byram will get back to the level that they're playing at. And even the bottom pair the other night, Stanley and Timmins, I thought played really well. So I'm excited. I like Tyson Koshak back in the game. I think he's going to bang bodies. Mallinson's been great. I'm not sure who's going to be on that 4th line with them, if it's Greenway or Dunn. But even so, that line's got to be physical. They got to figure it out. But I really am expecting a bounce-back performance from this team tonight. They have proven it for a long time. And in combination with the switch in net, I think that's going to motivate everyone, because they all said after the game that it wasn't UPL's fault. Obviously, that was a bad goal. That was a bad bounce. But us as goalies know that shit happens sometimes. It really does. And he's been the rock for this team for 2 straight months. I would have been confident him in net tonight had they decided to go with UPL, but they were very good with the rotation all season long. So I think it was a good decision.
100%. We do have a super chat here from Jeremy _Bills fan 17, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Need to fight for our ice as well, but also make Swayman fight for his ice, not making it nearly hard enough for him. That's almost spoken like a true goalie. I like that. Yeah, I like that. What are your thoughts on that?
3 goalies, 1 mic. You got to take his eyes away. Whenever I'm in net, I struggle the most as a smaller goalie, not being able to track the puck and not being able to see the puck. And even if I make saves on shots from the point or shots from the slot, not being able to even get to my rebounds because there's so much traffic in front of the net. That's where you make your money. That's where you score the garbage goals that are necessary in playoff games. I think they need to replicate a little bit of what the Flyers have been doing against the Penguins. They're up 3-0 and nobody expected them to be. I think you got to muck it up a little bit. You don't necessarily need to play this exact brand of Sabres quickness and creativity. You got to muck it up. You got to get in front. Someone said earlier that they think Zucker's going to score. I think this is a Jason Zucker type game. Tips in front, bang in rebounds, clean up the garbage, score a goal however you can possibly score it.
100%. You want to get a score prediction here from Mr. Del Reed?
Yeah, 100%.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's
Where is he?
over there.
Mr. Del Reed, when you have a moment, sir. Yep, when you have a moment, sir. We're going to get Del Reed in here for a score prediction. I just want to give you guys a quick look at what it's like down here in case you're contemplating whether or not you want to come. It's loading up out here. Hurls, how many people would you say are here already?
At least 200.
At least 200. And we're still more than a half an hour away from puck drop. Fully expect this entire street to be loaded up with people. If you want to get a good seat and you're coming down here, get here as soon as possible because it is getting full here fast. There are plenty of food options. You can get food at Fattey Beer. You get food at Papa Grande's down the street. There's Scoobs right around the corner. There are plenty of food options, no doubt. And, of course, Picasso's down the street if pizza's your fancy. So let me bring it right back in here. Oh, there we go. We're gonna
just saw it's Oslin Benton.
Oh, no, what do you gotta say? What do you gotta say? Huh?
Are we talking Sabres?
We're talking Sabres right now.
Right.
Score prediction fast.
Tonight, I'm gonna go.
Get in the frame. Get in the frame. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna go 3-2 Sabres. I think we're gonna score one early on. I think we're gonna come out in Boston, set the tone. I think we're gonna win on like 10 minutes left, third period goal. That's how I'm feeling.
I love to hear it, man. You follow two goalies, one Mike?
No, but I'm gonna follow you guys.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know. I'm
come up-
gonna follow you guys.
You come up to our podcast. You want to be on the podcast. Why don't you follow the podcast?
Hey, I'm gonna follow it right now in front
He's
of
gonna He's gonna follow us live. All right. Go on YouTube. Oh, we're gonna YouTube subscriber here live during the pregame show. Number 2.
What's it called?
Number 2.
Two
Goalies.
You guys are both goalies.
Oh yeah, one mic. There you go. Hit that subscribe button. He's subscribing right now, everybody. Oh, we got another subscribe. He's watching live.
Lock it in.
It's Jake.
Lock it in.
Hell, we got Jake Madison, fan of the show. Fan of the show. I knew we had fans in. We got Lance Nelson popping in. We got Lance Nelson from Built in Buffalo. We're gonna have Del Reed here in a second.
Rasmus
Hey,
anytime.
score prediction. Score prediction.
I'm gonna go 4-2 Sabres.
Get the frame. Get the frame.
Fuck, where am I? Oh, here we are. 4-2 Sabres tonight. 4-2 Sabres.
Love to see it. Love to see it. We're gonna have Del Reed. Yes, those gentlemen right over there. I'm gonna ask for pricing on shirts. I don't know the pricing on shirts, but if you are down here and you're watching, our shirts are available. You just gotta scan the QR code to go to our page. We do have so many new options for shirts right now. It's incredible. We'll get Del Reed over here hopefully in a second to give us a score prediction. But another news channel has filed in. We got 2 new stations. We got Carter Post. Get over here, Carter. Get over here, Carter. All right. Let's get a score back. No. Let me get a score prediction. We got Del Reed here, owner of 26 shirts, the godfather of the Bills Mafia. Get in the frame. He's got him right here. What do you expect out of tonight's game? How do you think the Sabres are going to, what do you expect them to win? And score prediction.
I think they're going to win. I think it's actually good that they're away. They're not going to have to meet the fans' energy. They can bring that energy themselves. 17-13 Sabres. Oh, wait. No.
Oh, that is awesome. We are not
Imagine?
we are not editing that out.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. No, I think the Sabres are going to win. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. We'll go like 4-3.
4-3. I love it. Lion King getting the win. And make sure you get over here and buy a Lion King shirt. Get over here, Carter Post. I used to coach this kid in high school. One of the most steadfast defensemen you'll ever see.
Okay.
And the only guy I've ever seen talk his way out of getting a penalty with a referee.
That is true. That's 100% true. 2 out of 10. Got out of it.
Yeah.
I just came here to say that Milan Lucic is a piece of shit.
All right. Score prediction.
Score prediction. 3-2. Buffalo.
3-2. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to head out of here. It's been real.
Give our own score prediction.
Oh, we got to give our own score prediction. All right, your score prediction. And game-winning goal.
3-1, Alex Tuck.
3-1, Alex Tuck. I love it. I'm gonna go slightly higher. I'm gonna say 4-2 with an empty netter. Game-winning goal is going to be Tage. I think the empty net merchant, Peyton Krebs, scores on the empty net. So we're going to get out of here. We'll see you for post-game. Make sure you get down here live at Fattey Beer. There are unbelievable jerseys everywhere. There's 2 Airhoff jerseys, a Turdberger Airhoff jersey. We got a Burnaby in front of us. I see a Gary Galley. I mean, the jersey selection here is incredible. We have a guy in almost full gear. Hey, buddy, hey, get over here. Come on the podcast.
You're basically playing.
You're not playing.
Watch the show. I'm a fan of the show. Yeah.
What's the show called?
2 goals, 1 mic.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
Let's go, boys.
Yeah, you guys showed out. Let's go, boys.
Let's go. So, hey, 4-2 saves. First goal of the game's going to Krebsy. Let's go.
Who's going to get the game winner?
Game winner, back all day.
Welcome to Malintown, baby. Welcome to Malintown. Let's go. Saves in 5. You got our score predictions. Guys, we'll talk to you guys later. As always, make sure if you're not subscribed, you are subscribed. You can find me at Duane S39 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find my co-host, Connor Hurley, at C Hurls on Twitter and Instagram. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you're following Built in Buffalo as well, our platform. I'm very grateful for which we stream from live every single episode. And if you are watching on YouTube, which I see a lot of you are, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. And as always, remember, it's been brought to you by Fattey Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. You're live here from Fattey Beer. Again, I'd say that another 100 people have probably shown up since we last. It is a lot of people.
It's 300 right now.
It's easily 300 people. This tree is going to be full. And remember, Extreme Discount Mattress, Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds. They have 7 different Western New York locations. You can find them at their website, extrememattress.com. That is extreme with an X. Or you can go to their new closeout center, 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga, with up to 80% off their already low prices on one-of-a-kind closeouts and floor samples. Get a quality mattress for little pennies on the dollar. Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. We'll see you after the game. Go Sabres. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go.